Current and SoFi are two of the most modern financial technology companies on Earth right now. But which one is the better option for you? Today, let's find out. All right, let's jump right into it. What is going on, everyone? I hope you are all having a fantastic day. So I've talked about both SoFi and Current in a number of videos in the past, but after so many requests, I felt like it was finally time that we put these two products head to head to see which one is the better option for you. Obviously, neither of these companies is sponsoring today's video, and I really just want to help you find the best product and help you make the best decision for you. So regardless of which platform you feel is best, there are links down below the like button where you can sign up and help support my channel, which I really appreciate. We have got a lot to unpack in today's video, so let's get started with SoFi. So I have been labeled a bit of a SoFi fanboy, which is probably well-deserved, but I do love this platform, and I've used it personally for over 2 years now, and they continue to add new features and account options and really just take this platform to the next level. So right now they offer their checking and savings accounts, which work in tandem and currently give you 1.25% APY, which is really great. No account fees across the board, including no monthly fees, foreign transaction fees, or any of that garbage, and the ability to withdraw cash at over 55,000 free-to-use ATMs. You can get your paycheck up to 2 days early with direct deposit. You have overdraft protection of up to $50 when you utilize direct deposit, up to 15% cash back on your SoFi debit card, and a ton of automated savings features, including roundup savings and the vaults feature, which I absolutely love, and really allows you to break down your income and make sure that you are saving effectively towards your different financial goals. A lot of these features are fairly standard with most modern fintech companies, but the biggest differentiator there is obviously that 1.25% interest, which currently beats out much of the competition and is likely to go even higher in the future. Now, today we are specifically focusing on the banking side of things, but I will mention that SoFi does of course offer their own investing account with SoFi Invest, where you can buy individual stocks, cryptocurrencies, ETFs, and a lot of other forms of investments, as well as their SoFi credit card, SoFi Relay, which is their free budgeting platform, and a number of lending services from personal loans to mortgages to auto loans and everything in between. We'll circle back to some of the more finite details and features at the end of the video, but now let's talk about the basic features for Current. Similar to SoFi, Current offers a spending account, which is basically a checking account, as well as a savings account, which is going to work in unison to give you that one-stop personal finance solution. With your spending account, you're currently going to get the very popular and sleek Current card for those in-person and online purchases, but you've also got the ability to get paid up to 2 days early with direct deposit, and managing your card can be done right from your smartphone, where you can set your ATM withdrawal limits, daily spending limits, and access everything that you could possibly need from your spending account. Now, on the savings side of things, this is where things start to get really interesting and very different from SoFi, and that's because their new and improved savings pods currently give you 4% APY on up to your first $6,000 of deposits. I realize that cap is a bummer, but a majority of the individuals who will use this platform likely aren't keeping tens of thousands of dollars in cash, and even if you are, earning 4% on your first $6,000 absolutely crushes the competition across the board. To give you some perspective on how insane that is, the national average is 0.06%, meaning after 5 years of having $6,000 in your account, you would earn just $18 in interest, while with Current's 4% interest rate, you would earn nearly $1,300 in interest alone. Now, it's unclear what you will earn beyond that first $6,000, but based on the fact that I couldn't find anything online about this, and there was no interest rate that I'm aware of prior to them adding this new feature, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that you probably don't earn any interest beyond that first $6,000, which again is definitely a bummer, but even at, say, 1% interest, you would need to have significantly more cash in this bank account in order to match the interest that you're earning at 4% with Current. Plus, of course, if you have less than $6,000, then this one is a no-brainer, but we will clarify where exactly that tipping point is later on in the comparison. Now, creating those savings pods is super easy and works in a similar way to the savings vaults that we talked about with SoFi. And again, this just allows you to ensure that you are setting money aside, in this case earning as much interest as you possibly can, and allows you to actively go after those various financial goals and easily visualize how close you are to reaching each of them. them. Now, outside of the spending and savings accounts, Current doesn't really offer any other financial tools. But again, today we are specifically looking at the banking side of things, so not really that big of a deal. All right, I know we flew through all of those different features. So again, if you do want a more in-depth look at either of these platforms, then I will link to those 4 reviews down below the like button. But what are the biggest differentiators, and how can you decide which one is the better choice for you? Well, the first difference that I feel is really important is actually the applications for each platform. Now, I would argue that these are actually fairly similar to each other as far as their applications, since each of them does have that sleek and modern design that we've all become very familiar with these modern fintech companies, but they do both go a lot more in depth in terms of the information and insights that they offer into your personal finances. If we compare these platforms to something like Chime, for example, which has a much more simplistic and sleek design, then SoFi and Current both have much more complex applications. That's not to say that one is better than the other or that SoFi and Current are overwhelming in any way, and really it is just a matter of opinion. I will mention though that I have absolutely seen complaints and comments specifically on the SoFi app of people saying that it is too cluttered and there's too many ads for different account options, and I can totally understand where that is coming from. I have talked before about how you can customize the different menus in SoFi and actually get rid of some of those advertisements, but that is another step that you would have to take. So again, this one is really just a matter of opinion. Personally, I like having that more in-depth look into my finances, but seeing that both of these platforms are on a similar level in terms of the application itself, I would give both of them a 10 out of 10. Now, the other huge difference is obviously the interest rate that you're going to earn, and this one is really going to depend on how much cash you are currently sitting on. But thankfully, this is really easy to figure out. So with Current, you're going to earn 4% on up to $6,000 in deposits, which means you'll earn $240 per year in interest if you have that full $6,000 in this account. With SoFi at 1.25% currently, you would have to have $19,200 in cash sitting in this account in order to earn the same $240 in interest. So not that this should necessarily be a deciding factor, because if you're concerned about getting a huge return on your money, then you'd probably be better off just investing that cash. However, based on the numbers, if you have more than $19,200 in cash sitting in your bank accounts, then you would actually earn more interest with SoFi since there is no limit. But if you have less than that amount, and even if you go above that $6,000 cap with Current, you will still come out ahead in terms of the total interest that you're earning. Also, keep in mind that interest rates are constantly changing, especially right now, and at the time of making this video, they are currently on the rise, which means we could see these rates change significantly in the near future. Both platforms offer pretty standard features in terms of giving you that physical debit card, the ability to get paid up to 2 days early, FDIC insurance, and all of the bells and whistles that we've become accustomed to with these modern platforms. If we're taking a deeper dive into the budgeting side of things, again, SoFi does come with that free SoFi Relay account, which is technically a separate tool from your SoFi checking and savings accounts. So if you're looking to keep a really close eye on your different spending categories and you want a breakdown of your income and expenses that is really detailed and automated, then personally, I would give that one to SoFi. But again, both of them are fairly similar on that front. Other than that, the only big difference that doesn't necessarily apply to the banking side of things is again the fact that SoFi offers a lot of other financial tools and resources outside of just banking. Now, I have said time and time again that personally, I prefer to have everything under one platform, or at least as few platforms as I possibly can. And that's why I use the SoFi Invest platform. I have the SoFi credit card, and I use the many other tools and features that they offer, including the SoFi checking and savings account. Is that the case and desire for everyone? Absolutely not. And if you're just looking for a banking platform that is really easy and modern and is accessed right from your smartphone, then really it's just going to depend on your personal preference and which of these apps and features you prefer. To be completely honest with you, this is probably the most neck and neck versus video that we have ever made, because these are two of the most cutting edge fintech platforms that are currently out there. For me personally, because I prefer to have everything under one platform, including my investing and credit cards, I personally will be sticking with SoFi. However, I still have my current accounts. I use it regularly for that 4% interest, which is really hard to beat, and the in-depth savings pods, and I do believe that it is a fantastic tool, especially for a younger audience like myself. But again, that is just my opinion, so I'd love to know what you think of these two platforms down in the comment section below. And remember, there are links where you can sign up for either one down below the like button if you do want to help support my channel. Thank you so much for your time. I really do appreciate it so much. Take it easy, and I'll see you in the next one.